Hey everyone, welcome back to another Moon Show. Today, the Moon Show is being streamed on the Crypto Kid channel. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Carl, for coming on. How are you doing, bro? The price of Bitcoin seeing a correction, but we'll jump into that in a second.
Yeah, some technical difficulties. It is what it is, but we're still here, but on your channel. So thank you for having me on your channel actually today.
Okay.
But this is the Moon Show. So yeah, we're basically doing what we always do. And we're seeing a correction. And big question is Bitcoin going to break down to the CME Gap down at, what is it, 60, what is it now again? $78,000.
77,000, yeah, 77.
78,000, 77, yeah. So that's the big question for today, and we're gonna get straight into it. I mean, Bitcoin is dumping right now as we are recording this, so yeah, it will be very interesting to see, in my opinion.
Yep.
A lot of people have FOMO'd in the past few days, so probably they are the ones panic selling right now. Yeah, I mean, what do you think about the CME Gap?
Yeah, let's have a look. I think it's unimportant. The reason being is we can jump into what happened in the previous cycle. So if we go to the CME Gap, you can see that when Bitcoin was rallying fantastically in 2020, after entering the parabolic stage of that bull market, you can see that there were two CME Gaps created. One of them was at $18,500, and the second one was created at 24.7K. And the time that it took for these CME Gaps to fill actually was going into the bear market of the next cycle. So there can be times where, yes, there are CME Gaps created during the parabolic stage where Bitcoin just goes up massively, but the CME Gaps end up filling in the following cycle afterwards. So I don't think it's something to notice too much about. I think, yes, it is a major CME Gap. Perhaps with the involvement of institutions, the CME Gaps have become more important. But if you're trading and you're focusing on shorting Bitcoin, I personally wouldn't approach the CME Gap as the only reason to short Bitcoin currently, because the trend is your friend. And while we're in an uptrend and while Bitcoin is in an uptrend, usually it's not a good idea to be entering short positions.
Yeah, I mean, look, I agree with you, but definitely this gap is looking like very juicy to fill. I personally believe it's going to get filled. So if you guys are out there and you feel like you missed out on Bitcoin, well, at least now you have your chance to probably buy Bitcoin for cheap in the next 7 days. Maybe you have 2 weeks now, and then we're gonna start pumping again to 100K. So.
Exactly. But you know what's not dumping, Carl? It's actually Dogecoin, because Dogecoin, like that just ripped. Like it ripped crazily, going all the way to 43 cents per Dogecoin, very close to where it was in the previous cycle. For all of the OG people watching the Moon Show, we've been talking about Dogecoin ever since the breakout of this trend line in October of 2023. So congratulations to everyone that did buy Dogecoin, and congratulations to Carl Runefeld, who made a massive trade. And did a lot of profits there.
True, I have a big trade open, but because of technical difficulties now, I can't open it up.
Which is sad.
It is what it is. Yeah, my trade on Dogecoin is up. I think I made like $700,000. I made a video earlier today, by the way, on my channel. So if you go to that video, you can see all the trades. I showed them one by one, but I think it was $700,000.
Yeah, so you actually sent me a screenshot. It was $725,000 in profits.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, because I made a big trade, and I also bought spot, like 500K spot. So that also went up like 3-4x. I don't know. Like, anyways, I made a lot of money on Dogecoin in the past couple of weeks, and I'm happy about it. And hopefully everyone who watched the Moon Show and watched my videos, you jumped also in to that position. But
by the way, while everybody's tuning in, make sure to destroy the like button. I know we're not on the Moon channel, but if we can get to 100 likes in the next 5 minutes, then we can assume and hope that the Moon audience comes back naturally to the Crypto Kid channel. So if we can destroy the like button, leave a comment in the description down below, and chat section, and share this with your friends, share with your family, and everybody that wants to be involved in Bitcoin and assumes that currently this correction is potentially a good thing for them to go and buy in, because I think that is the situation here. Whatever correction that you do notice in a bull market is usually a very good time to be buying Bitcoin. Is that a correct thing that I just said, Carl? Or
100%. Like, look, right now we're gonna go down probably a little bit. Like, yes, we're gonna have some people that FOMO'd in, they're gonna panic sell. But that's your golden moment to take up Bitcoin for cheap. So yeah, I agree with you 100%, Crypto Kid. I think you guys you may be blessed with an opportunity to buy at $78,000. I think that could happen.
And it's funny because everybody got so euphoric, and the market psychology to me is an incredibly funny thing. Like Bitcoin went to $90,000. We hit 90K much sooner than anticipated. And now we're seeing a correction down to $85,000 and everybody's suddenly depressed. Oh, 85K Bitcoin. It's funny how market psychology works.
It is very funny. Let me bring out the futures chart and we can take a look at like, you know, how the gaps have performed recently, okay? So this is the Bitcoin CME futures. So we do have gaps, and those gaps will be interesting now to look at. So let's maybe talk about potentially, let's say this gap back in 2023 January. We saw a gap, and then you can see the Bitcoin came down, filled the gap, and then went up again. You know, so. But funnily enough, actually left a gap there that never got filled. I realized that just now.
Yeah, same, by the way. Same, I did just realize that too.
I didn't see that gap before. Or maybe we did, but we just forgot about it. So yeah, basically, not all gaps have to be filled. And this is something I've said many times before. Gaps don't have to be filled, okay? They just fill sooner rather than later. And if they don't, then that's fine. Like it just has like an 80, 90% chance, you know? So other gaps that did fill here were this one here. You can see that immediately came up and filled it. This one here, this is a great example. Came down, dipped into the gap, and then up again. Where else?
I mean, the crash and the pump there also.
This one here down, and then yeah. So we have a few good examples, I would say. So this one, let's according to the gap theory, I think we could see a flash crash down here to like 78K.
Flash crash.
Yeah. Whoa.
Whoa,
and then people will start expecting that was the top, and people will think this is gonna happen. But that's when we're gonna pump up again and see the next leg up, which is gonna be even stronger.
Yeah.
It's gonna go to like probably 130K maybe within days. Let's see. Like that's gonna be interesting to see. But I think a quick flash crash and then massive pump. But personally, I'm keeping all of my positions open because my liquidation prices are, you know, down like lower. I'm personally relying on the fact that we are not gonna go down below levels like this one, for example. I'm pretty sure we're gonna hold this level. So if you can keep your liquidations prices below this support, I think that should be quite good. Even better if you can keep them below, all the way down below this level, 67 or something like this. But yeah.
Let's just talk about quickly the market sentiment, because I've noticed that all mainstream media on Instagram, and if you go to the New York Times and Bloomberg and CNBC, they've already started posting Bitcoin as their main sort of header title, which they use to bring traction back to their own websites. And when you go and I was in school this morning and people started asking me, okay, what is the best crypto to buy? What is crypto? Somebody even told me that I've been holding my money in USDT, but it hasn't gone up. Why is that the situation? I was like, dude, it's a stable coin. And they're like, what is a stable coin? So like the retail interest is slowly coming back into the industry, which is good. But I think the main point of FOMO is going to be when the price of Bitcoin hits $100,000. That is when people will wake up and be like, oh, I need to buy Bitcoin, I need to buy cryptocurrency. So the amount of FOMO and the amount of increase in terms of price action that we're experiencing currently will be nothing compared to what will happen in the next 2 months, I say. We spoke with Rand from Crypto Banter, if you've been watching the channel. He said that 100K per Bitcoin is going to happen a lot sooner than the end of this year, and I think that is the case. Because if you look at how much Bitcoin went up in the past 10 days, we went up by $15,000 in literally a 1 week candle almost. So it's very much possible that Bitcoin hits 100K much sooner than you think. And when that happens, the amount of retail FOMO, honestly, will be unbelievable. But for the people that think they missed the train with Bitcoin, do you think there are any other opportunities from the altcoin perspective which people can use to leverage the bull market as much as possible?
Well, personally, I opened up so many altcoin positions on Bybit and Bitflix. 20, 25 altcoin positions with 5 to 10x, some of even 15x leverage. And I put them on basically on altcoins that I think are a little bit undervalued, and yeah, like I showed all of them in my previous video if you want to go check them out. But basically, you know, I put Dogecoin. I mean, Dogecoin is a bit too late now. I must agree.
Yeah.
Like maybe no point in
I
doing
think it's
that.
going to $2. I think it's happening. This
Yeah,
cycle.
but I wouldn't do leverage on it
Yes,
now.
I would buy spot.
Yeah,
Correct.
if you leverage Dogecoin now, there's a huge risk you get liquidated. So I would not do that. But Ethereum, Solana, maybe even Sui. There's a bunch of them.
Solana is a good one. If you look at the Solana chart, I think it could be an interesting time to open a long position for Solana because you had this very, very amazing breakout from the bullish pennant, which we discussed on the Crypto Kids channel and on the Moon Show. And if you remember, Carlos spoke about the inverse head and shoulders here. It was a very, very profitable trade, perfect retest, and then boom, incredible continuation. I think if we find support, which I believe we can, at $193, that could be another point of entry to continue this Solana bullish momentum all the way to $400, because I think in this cycle, it is very much possible, Carl, that Solana goes to $400. What do you think? Do you think it's a possibility?
100%, and that will make me a lot of money because I put $800,000 trade on Solana on Bybit and another like 200,000 on Bitflex. Gonna make me money for sure.
That's incredible. And by the way, if you are looking for a place to be trading Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, links are in the description down below. I was telling my audience this morning saying that, look, if there is one skill that you should have in this bull market, it is literally knowing how to use a cryptocurrency exchange. It is probably the easiest thing that you will learn. And if you deposit just $100 and play around and try and understand what's happening, there will be opportunities that come your way during the next 10 months. And if you have an exchange account, it will be much more easier for you to leverage from those positions that we will share on the Moon Show, on the Crypto Kid channel. And of course, it can make you a lot of money. So links are in the description down below.
And what about one coin that pumped that has not seen a huge dump now is actually MEE.
Correct.
Let's look at that one because it had a strong 100% pump.
I mean, it did correct. Not too much. It's still continuing. It's holding up well against Bitcoin, actually.
It's holding up very well.
Yeah.
And this is because I think it was very oversold.
Yeah.
And also, I think, you know, people that buy this token and then start playing the game, they become fans and hodlers because they see there's a product, you know?
It's funny because like the price of medieval empires currently, even with a 2x in appreciation, I think is very, very low for a game like medieval empires. In full disclosure, I'm personally an investor. You can see that the market cap is sitting at $5 to $4 million, if I'm not wrong. Maybe we can find it on Coin Market Cap. That should be easier to find. But the underlying game, which Medieval Empires has, is very, very fun to play. Like I genuinely play it almost on a daily basis. And I think when the mobile game is released and it's available for the masses to its target audience in places like Pakistan and Turkey, where the actor and the story behind Medieval Empires is famous in, I think the amount of traction and the users that they will get will be pretty insane, and that's when the hype will catch on.
Yeah, and look at that. Just like I said here on this, I said I just bought another land on Medieval Empires. I'm coming after you, Da Vinci. You can see that, right?
I can see.
Because I actually bought a huge land, a level 5 land. And if you guys want to be on that land, I'll let you know soon. But yeah, because you can actually be on my land if you are lucky.
We have 600 people watching, by the way, on the Crypto Kid channel.
Sick.
So we're not on the moon, but I guess we can do with 50% of the views. So.
I think that's great. I mean, that's amazing. What was the most amount you had on this channel?
I think it was like 4,000 live.
Ooh, I remember that.
Remember that one? Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. That was when the ETFs got released.
That was the most insane. Yeah, but that goes to show how important it is to go live on big news.
True, correct.
On big news, that's when you can attract this. So, guys, subscribe to Crypto Kid right now. This channel. Obviously, the Moon Show will not be here, but he will be live streaming.
Today was just an exception because we had some technical issues.
Yeah,
so we had to
but Crypto Kid, you do live stream very big news events and stuff, and I've seen you do that before, and then you get very good views.
Last time we were live together, actually.
Yeah,
which was cool.
Yeah, so subscribe to Crypto Kid right now, and also.
How are you feeling, by the way? Is your headache better?
Oh yeah, I had a headache yesterday, but now I'm perfectly fine. Okay, all good. Yeah, but look at that. Bitcoin and crypto is getting a correction.
Yes.
You're getting a bit of a correction. I think that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, correction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a little bit
It's
of a
little bit of a
pullback.
retrace,
Let's
pullback.
call it a pullback, yeah.
Exactly.
But what do you think, CryptoKid? Do you think Ethereum could go back all the way to previous support down there?
For sure. No, oh no, that I don't think will happen. So if you guys have been
No.
watching the Moon Show last Monday with Carl, we did end up opening a huge Ethereum long position on my $10,000 Bitflex trading account. And that was exactly when Ethereum was at 2.4K. So huge congratulations if you did jump into that Ethereum long position. But I think there's a very low probability that Ethereum corrects back down here. I don't think it's something that will happen. However, there is support at 2.8K and I would say $3,000. So if you're looking for Ethereum long entries, then I would be considering $3,000 and also $2,800. This is because I think that Ethereum eventually will outperform Bitcoin like it's doing already on like a 24.
You know what?
Yeah.
Let me show you why Ethereum
Okay,
topped out right there.
I'll jump into your
Other than Bitcoin itself, right?
Okay.
So if you look at this chart, let me go out on the daily.
Yeah.
And you zoom out, you'll be able to see here that this is a bit of a resistance. So I think we have 2 points of contact there, and I think that's where we ran into right now, in my opinion. So I think if you guys want to long Ethereum, I agree with you. You can long at the moment we see Ethereum potentially come back down to this level at 2.9K. Or if it also comes all the way back down, it could come down to 2.7. If it does come all the way back down there, then that's when you go all in. Like here, you sell everything. Down here, you sell everything and buy Ethereum. Like I mean, sell your wife, your sister. Nah, I'm kidding.
What are you saying, bro?
No. You just
don't say these things on my channel.
I'm kidding. What you do sell is like you sell like your useless car you don't use, or you sell your watch that you don't have any sentimental value for, and then you buy Ethereum and also Bitcoin if we break down like that. So what could happen here? It's potential scenario here is when Bitcoin fills the gap, Ethereum gets also flash crash down like this, and then we see this. So you buy here, and then you can increase your position when we break out here again.
Yeah.
This is speculation. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying that that's a scenario that could happen.
I think there's actually a very high likelihood of this happening. And guys, remember, like we're seeing a correction, but this was after Bitcoin recorded the highest daily gain in its history. The second biggest gain was back in 2021 February, where we got like an 8. It was, I don't remember exactly how much it was. It says a $7,500 gain.
Biggest gain in terms of nominal, like dollar
value, yes.
Yeah.
Nominal
In terms
dollar
of
value.
percentage, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah, I don't think so. Because technically, if you jump from $10 to $35 for Bitcoin, that's the
exactly.
That's the biggest one.
So yeah, I think it makes for a nice headline, but it's not really relevant.
Exactly, that's completely true.
Because like honestly, in a bear market, 10 years from now, a normal average day will have like a $10,000 candle, but it's going to be like nothing because Bitcoin is at like what? $1.5 million. So 10 million is like every nothing. 5 minutes, you know?
Exactly.
So I think we should, but it makes a nice headline.
but guys, exactly as I predicted, right? If we go to the ETFs, the Bitcoin ETFs on far side, you can see that we got another $1.1 billion inflow into the Bitcoin ETFs. And I said that we're having, if you look at the overall supply left of Bitcoin on exchanges, it's at an all-time low. So on a daily basis during this bull market, if we're seeing these 10% increases for Bitcoin, 5% increases for Bitcoin, then you're likely going to have 1 billion and plus daily inflows coming into Bitcoin. And why this is important is because it's just basic economics. If you have a lot of demand for an asset, but the supply is low, then the price of this asset will appreciate regardless of what the fundamentals are, what the technicals are. It's just a very fundamental concept. So $1 billion worth of buying pressure, I think, will be the average for Bitcoin in this bull market. And it'll be interesting to see how much it accelerates things with normal retail coming in. We'll have the institutional ETFs for the first time alongside retail. And I'm personally excited to see the effect and if it will be able to take us to the super cycle potentially.
Yeah, I would love to see a super cycle. I mean, I think we are. I think we're going to see 2 cycles in one because the last cycle was so boring.
Well, it wasn't. Well, in terms of price action. I
mean, it wasn't euphoric like I remember 2017, like, you know, when Bitcoin went to 20K was crazy in 2017. I think we're going to witness real euphoria when Bitcoin breaks to $300,000.
Because can you imagine, dude? Like we have a pro-Bitcoin president, we have Congress, which is pro-Bitcoin, the Senate, the leader of the Senate is expected to be pro-Bitcoin as well. And even the SEC chair is going to be pro-Bitcoin. Like you have the perfect setup for pro-Bitcoin legislation. You have the perfect setup for the Bitcoin national stockpile law to be passed in the United States to start accumulating Bitcoin. And when that happens, the FOMO that we will see from other nations as well, I cannot imagine the price impact that it will have on Bitcoin and specifically other cryptocurrencies too. So yes, we have a small correction, but I think even now, if you've not entered any Ethereum spot positions or if you don't have any Dogecoin in your portfolio, I think it's still a fantastic time to be accumulating these tokens because for the next few months, they're likely going to continue pushing further towards the upside.
I agree with you. And let me just zoom out a bit. And I know that some people might be scared today because,
By the way, 700 people watching. So let's destroy the like button. Thank you guys so much for tuning
Incredible.
in. And if you're new, subscribe to the channel.
Very important. And notification bell as well.
Yes. So now, you get alerted on every single video. Yeah.
What you can see here, we did see this bull flag. And I'm not going to bore you guys because I know that we've talked about that forever and ever. But it did break out exactly as predicted. Let me just remind you that exactly like we predicted that happened. Now, before the bull flag, we saw this trend like this, right?
A queen just posted something very questionable.
Wow.
I'm not going to put it on screen, just for your benefit, queen.
Yeah, you will find it in the chat if you wanted to see. Yeah, let's reach 200 likes, guys. But yeah, if you can see here, this is the trend, right? You can see.
Yeah.
So I just think this trend will continue. But like I said before, it's going to be much steeper. I think I said like for a few weeks ago, I think it's going to be more like this, like more like a vertical because...
Wait, hold on. How did you measure it? From the bottom of the cycle?
From the bottom, yeah.
What I did was I measured from October 2023.
It's more about the angle of the trend,
Okay,
we're going up here, bull flag, and the angle should be at the very minimum like this. So like, look, if we come down, we come down a little bit, but like we keep pumping like this, that's what I mean. Because that's the minimum angle. But if this is more like a exponential curve, which it should be, because it's Bitcoin, not only will we have that angle, but it will be steeper. So we'll see something like this,
Yeah, and I'll bring up something as well because a parabola is what we're seeing currently. And if you've been an OG watcher of the Crypto Kid channel, we did so many extensive coverage on what a parabola is and how it applies to Bitcoin. It's just basically x squared, and it does apply in technical analysis. So if we search parabola technical analysis, you will notice that there are 4 different bases for a Bitcoin parabola. And what you saw on Carl's chart was 4 of the major moves, the consolidation periods that we experienced. And now we expect at least one more major point of which the price escalates significantly, which is the final stage that we're in. And then eventually you break down from this parabola. Now, I don't think the breakdown of this parabola will cause like fatality on Bitcoin. I think, yes, there could be a correction, potentially down to where we're currently today, but Bitcoin will eventually go to 100 and then maybe see this correction and then continue the bull market. That's my personal projection. But like you showed very beautifully, I think this bull market, Bitcoin can go to 200K, like I mentioned on the earlier update video, which I posted in the morning.
Easy. Yeah. So I think a small, quick shakeout now, but that's all it's going to be. A quick shakeout to just liquidate some long positions, and then Bitcoin will keep pumping. And you guys will all make a lot of money. The way you can take advantage of this now is just to make sure that you buy when we dip. That's very important. Other than that, we can just wait for Bitcoin to do its thing, and all of our positions are doing so well. It's insane. I'm so happy about that. And yeah, make sure you go to Bitflex, Bybit, make an account if you don't have one already, and open up these positions. I know that CryptoKid has positions open as well. And check into Bitflex every single day. That's what I do. So I get free flex points because why not? It's going to be nice to see next month how many flex points I get based on all my trades.
I think it's going to be a bit crazy.
Yeah, because I think they update it every 1 month or so or something. And then, I should get, because wow, the trades I make now is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, just check Carl's channel. Honestly, I'm very, very impressed with what he's able to do in terms of trading. And he did tell me a lot of things, and I didn't follow some of them. So I am a little bit regretful. But the final end note that we'll finish off the stream with is that, look, this chart looks like a beautiful continuation of trend chart. And we're just going to keep pumping higher and higher and higher. The same thing that I told my friends this morning in school. look, it's not too expensive to buy Bitcoin. This thing will go much higher than what people anticipate. And when it does, everyone, like all of you watching now, is probably going to be very successful and very wealthy in the upcoming bull market, the second half of the bull market, which will finish sometime in 2025 or 2026. But with that said, guys and girls, thank you so much for tuning in. It was a little bit of a short one, but yeah, we had some technical difficulties. So the next show will hopefully be on the original Moon channel. But thank you, Carl, for being my guest. And yeah, have a nice day. Take care, everyone. And as always, bye.